Capcom's Resident Evil 3 has only been out for a few weeks, but it's already got some pretty cool mods available. Some will be familiar to Resident Evil 2 players, which makes sense given the similarities between both games. But whether you want to replace Nemesis with some other iconic villains or have a more classic experience, here are several mods worth trying out. Fluffy Manager 5000. Before anything else, you need to get Fluffy Manager 5000 by Fluffy Quack. It's a mod manager and will make the whole process that much easier. It has its own interface, including a convenient list showcasing all of the mods available and a tab for downloading mods. Not a mod on its own, but still very necessary for a number of other mods. RE3 Remake Z FPS Fix. A small but useful fix that comes from Dr. for Woman. This mod will make it so that zombies at a distance don't have low frame rates. The fix is created with Cheat Engine, though it's a false positive for virus scans. Still, if those low frame rate zombies really bother you, it's worth a shot. RE3 Immersion Reshade. More of a stylistic mod, the RE3 Immersion Reshade mod by Jimmy Andres RG plays with the lighting and color for different results. There are 4 modes to choose from, which can either lead to more natural tones or an extreme mode to brighten everything up and make lighting and shadows more distinct. It's worth looking into, if only to change up the game's overall look. Silent Hill Reshade. Would you like a little more dread to go with the chaos of Raccoon City? Well, how about injecting a bit of Silent Hill into the mix? Requiring the Reshade mod, the Silent Hill-inspired Reshade from Mooncubus blankets your surroundings in a dense layer of fog. It's not perfectly ideal, the fog makes it difficult to read menus and also produces an odd shimmering around Jill, but the atmosphere is undeniable. Classic Inventory. Though the remake does offer some nice improvements, sometimes you just want a classic gameplay touch. Classic Inventory by Naef K93 not only has the original game's inventory, but also the old school health bar. If that weren't enough, you also get the classic logo at the start screen. Definitive Classic Costume. When fans received Jill's original costume in the remake, there was some disappointment because it wasn't 100% accurate. The Definitive Classic Costume mod by Jimmy Andres RG fixes this, improving the overall anatomy, bringing back the trademark skirt, and even having an option for the tied sweater. It's a significant improvement without sacrificing any of the detail. PS4 Button Prompts. The PS4 button mod by Boy Called James does exactly what the name implies. It changes the on-screen button prompts to match the DualShock 4 as opposed to the Xbox One controller. This applies to both the demo and campaign, and despite being a minor change, should provide that extra bit of cohesion for those tired of the wrong button prompts. Classic Nemesis Head. Another minor mod, but one that should fix a significant complaint by fans, Nemesis Head. Modder 0 changes it to perfectly resemble the classic game, with the correct mouth and no weird nose. Work is also progressing on a mod for Nemesis' classic trenchcoat and shirtless looks, but this should suffice in the meantime. Mr. X. Want to pretend that Mr. X never kicked the bucket in Resident Evil 2? Well, this mod by Zero, which is close to being released, should do the trick. It replaces Nemesis with everyone's favorite trenchcoat wearing stalker, and while somewhat weird to see him hopping and jumping everywhere, he certainly looks cool. Ultron. Another cool replacement model, at least for Nemesis' first form, comes from the Mime Go-Go. It brings Ultron, the killer robot from the Avengers and other Marvel comics, into Resident Evil 3 with glowing eyes to boot. This almost turns the experience into a pseudo-Terminator game, with Jill doing her best to escape death. Since it was made with the demo in mind, expect some updates to more successfully translate Ultron into the full game. Every enemy is Nemesis. Alternatively, if you really want to see Nemesis more often, then this one by Fluffy Quack is recommended. It basically replaces all of the enemies, yes, all of them, with Nemesis, creating a venerable army out to get Jill. The best part is that it can be downloaded directly from Fluffy Manager 5000 without any hassles. First Person Mode. Prey Dog's name will be familiar to Resident Evil 2 players since he achieved the incredible task of adding a first-person mode in that game. That same mod has come to Resident Evil 3, and it naturally translates the overall movement and aiming from third person to first person without any issues. Well, except for the terror of seeing Nemesis up close. Classic Carlos Reskin. Can anyone fault a cleaner looking Carlos? Probably not, which is why Ultra Gamera's classic Carlos reskin exists. It changes Carlos' hair and outfit colors to better resemble his appearance in the original game. This, along with removing dirt on his face and toning down the facial hair, should look more appealing to series fans. No limping. Egglspork's No Limping mod removes any kind of limping that occurs when Jill is damaged. Yep, that's pretty much it, though the mod doesn't increase your damage resistance or health, it simply allows you to move normally even when injured. Easy mode or quality of life change? We'll let you decide. More investigation. A very interesting mod that was recently released courtesy of Naef K93, More Investigation eliminates a number of barriers and obstacles in the downtown portion of the game. This allows for investigating Raccoon City more freely. Even better, there's pathfinding AI for Nemesis, leading to more tense standoffs in the early going. And that about does it for this video. If you enjoyed what you watched and want to see more from GamingBolt, you can always hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon next to it. That way you will never miss any of our videos.